Welcome students to another video lecturer on manufacturing process. In this video I am going to discuss about the drilling machine, its major components, their functions and different operations which we can carry out on the drilling machine and its applications. Manufacturing process means conversion of raw material into finished products. There are different manufacturing processes are there, such as casting, forming, joining, machining and non-conventional machining and powder metallurgy. Drilling machine comes under the category of machining process. Machining or the metal removal process, which consists of removal of the material in the form of chips to obtain the desired shape and the dimension on the component of the part. We have seen that there are different machine tools are there, such as lathe, drilling machine, milling machine and grinding machine. In previous video lecture we discussed about the lathe machine, its component, what are the different operations which we can carry out on the lathe machine, and finally we consider the application of the lathe. Today we will learn about the drilling machine. Basically, the drilling machine is the machine which is used to generate the hole in the workpiece. The cutting tool which is used for making the holes is called as drill, and it is also known as twist drill. The drill is a multi-point cutting tool. Let's look at the different uses of this drilling machine. We need to drill the holes in order to get the cylinders for the IC engines. To make the computer cabinet, we need to drill the holes so that we can join the different components of it. To fix up the screws or the studs to join the different components, we need to make the holes. There are certain brackets are there which are also used to connect between the different things. There also we have to create the holes. There are many applications in the household where it requires the drilling operation. Let's consider the major components of the drilling machine. The major components are base, drilling head, vertical column, working table, chuck, spindle and drill. Let's see one by one little in detail. First is the base. The base is heavy casting that supports the major machine structure. It provides rigid mounting for the column and also stability to the machine. The base is usually provided with holes and slot which help to bolt the base to the table or bench and allow the work holding device or the workpiece to be mounted on the base. Second component is the column. Column is a vertical post that holds work table and it also supports the drilling head. The column may be round in section or it may be square in the section. Next is the drill head and the driving mechanism. The drill head is the heart of the drilling machine. The drilling head is mounted on the top of the column. It houses the arrangement for running the spindle with the help of motor and the pulleys. The unit transmits the rotary motion to the spindle. The hand wheel attached to this drill head, which helps in feeding the drill bit into the workpiece. A rack and pinion arrangement is made here. As we rotate the handle, the spindle wheel moves downwards because of the rack and pinion arrangement. The system is called sensitive drilling machine, as the operator is able to sense the process of the drilling operation. There are different types of twist drills will come. So to fit it into the spindle, so we make use of the socket or the sleeve. The sleeve is used when the drill bit size is very small. The socket is used when the drill bit size is bigger, which is unsuitable to fit into the spindle. Just by inserting the spindle, the twist drill into the spindle, so we can fix up the twist drill into the spindle. The removal is also a simple process. To remove the drill bit from the spindle, we use a small wedge-like structure. Just we insert inside it and we will push it, then automatically the twist drill comes out of this. table. The table may be rectangular or round. It supports the workpiece and is carried out by the vertical column. The surface of the table is 90 degrees to the column axis and it can be raised and lowered and swelled around it. The slots are provided in the most of the tables to allow the jigs, fixtures or large workpieces to be securely fixed with the directly to the table. Next is the chuck. Chuck is the one which is going to hold the small drill pieces. Again, the taper which is provided on the chuck is suitable to fit it into the spindle. At the another end of the chuck, there is a 3 jaws are there which are self-adjusting one where we can fit the small drill bits, and a small Allen key is used to unlock it and lock it the drill bits. These are the different types of the drilling machine: portable drilling machine, bench drilling machine, upright drilling machine and radial drilling machine. Various machines are required because we need to create different sizes of the holes. The portable drilling machine is very useful in day-to-day life. Next is the sensitive drilling machine. Normally it is used for the fabrication works. When the workpiece is of medium size, then we have to go for the upright drilling machine. When the big material or the workpiece size is bigger one, then we go for the radial drilling machine. The radial drilling machine is a very versatile machine which is capable of drilling the holes in horizontal surfaces, vertical surfaces, even in inclined surfaces. When we wanted to carry out the drilling operation simultaneously, then we go for gang drilling machine. These are the different machines which are selected based on the application. So these are the list of drilling operations: drilling, reaming, boring, counter boring, counter sinking, spot facing and tapping. Let's consider the one operation one by one. Drilling operation is a very basic operation of a drilling machine. So drilling is nothing but generation of a circular hole in the workpiece. For that we make use of the twist drill. Before we drilling a hole, the center point of the hole has to be marked on the workpiece. The mark is indented using a center punch. This is done so that the tip of the twist drill can sit into the cone which is generated by the center punch. Otherwise, the twist drill start wandering and we are not going to get the perfect hole. The hole is drilled maybe through hole or it may be a blind hole. So let's see a small simulation which talks about these all steps. Two lines are drawn here. So in order to find out the intersection between the two lines, which is going to represent the center of the hole. So here we are going to put a small mark with the help of a center punch which creates a conical shape there. In that conical shape, the tip of the twist drill we are going to place it. Then we are going to create the hole like this. So this is a simple procedure of creation of a hole in a workpiece using the twist drill. The operation is called drilling operation. Let's now look at a small video of this.
Okay, we're going to see how to use a twist drill to drill just an ordinary hole. But before we use the twist drill, we're going to use the center drill to drill a little tiny hole to get our twist drill started. This is called a spot drilling operation. Now we'll switch tools to our jobber drill, our twist drill, and we're going to make this hole by going in a little bit and then backing out. So this is called peck drilling, where you feed in a little bit and then back out to clear the chips out of the way.
Next operation is the reaming operation. Reaming is a sizing and finishing operation performed on a previously drilled hole. The tool used for reaming operation is known as reamer, which has multiple cutting edges. Reamers cannot produce hole but follow the path already defined by the drilling. The spindle speed is half compared to the drilling operation. Let's look at the simulation of this operation.
Tool, or reamer. When
All
you drill a
videos
hole,
I
it's
have
pretty much a
taken from
roughing
the links
operation.
shown below.
Reaming is designed to just take off a little bit of material, but it really cleans the hole up.
Next is counter boring. It is the operation of enlarging the top end of the hole to form a square holder. So we use counter boring tool for this purpose. This is done in order to accommodate the heads of the bolt studs and the pin. The tool has a pilot which fits into the hole which has been drilled earlier on. By using this pilot, so we are ensuring that the shoulder and the drill hole both are having the same axis. So let's see the simulation.
Counterboring is making a hole that's designed to be used with a socket head cap screw. Notice the end of our counterboring tool has a pilot on it. It goes into a hole that's already been drilled.
Countersinking is the operation of making a conical shape at the top of the hole in previously drilled hole. The countersinking is done in order to accommodate the heads of the screws or the rivets. Let's have a look at the simulation of this countersinking.
Okay, this is a countersinking tool. Two different things that we can do with the countersinking tool. First one is chamfering. Chamfering is just going in and breaking that edge around the top. If we go deeper with the tool, the operation is called countersinking. We'll use this for a flathead screw.
Next operation is spot facing and tapping. The spot facing is the operation of smoothing and squaring the surface around the hole, which is used as a seat for bolt head or the nut. This operation is done with a special tool called spacing tool. Let's have a look at the simulation.
The fasteners sit on it. We're going to start with a center drill, and then we'll use a twist drill, and then we'll use our counterboring tool to actually make the spot face. So just a little spot drill with the center drill. Follow that with the twist drill. Do some peg drilling, make a hole. Spot facing is used a lot of times on casting when the surface is uneven to help the fastener to sit down level on the top of the surface.
Tapping is the creation of internal threads. For that we use the tapping tool. Here also the hole is to be drilled previously.
There's our tap. We're going to put threads on the inside of a hole with that. First thing you want to do is, after you have your hole, is to chamfer it. Threads just work a lot better if the hole is chamfered. Then we're going to tap it. Now I started this one in the milling machine. If you're using a drill press, you don't really want to do this, but you want to make sure that you get the thread started straight. Now I've taken it out of the mill and I've put it in tap handle, and notice how I'm turning it back and forth. That helps to break the chips off so they don't get loaded up. Something else that you'll notice is the chips are falling down in the bottom of the hole. That can be a problem sometimes. You need to back the tap out and bang the chips out. Notice also that the threads don't go to the bottom of the hole. The tap is tapered. So the hole needs to be a lot deeper than the actual fastener itself, or else it won't screw all the way down, because those first threads aren't full threads.
The last operation is the boring. Boring is operation. It is carried out when a suitable sized drill is not available, or where the diameter is so large that it cannot be ordinarily drilled. It is the process of enlarging the already drilled hole. Boring operation is carried out on the drilling machine with the help of a single point cutting tool. Boring corrects the roundness of the hole. The boring speed is 1/4 of the speed of the drilling machine. Let's have a look at the simulation or the actual boring operation. Visit these YouTube links where you will get details about the major components of the drilling machine. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So normally I teach with this philosophy. Thank you for watching my video.